Hey, did you hear? Did you hear the bad news? Yeah, did you hear the bad news? OriginOil's no more.
OMG.
Yeah, OriginOil.
That was one of my favorite companies.
No more.
Although the
Original.
Riggs guy was kind of an A-wad.
Yeah, he was. You know what? He's glad to be through with Riggs Eckelberry.
Finally.
But I'll tell you what. Oh, I got that wrong. Is he?
Did we?
Hey, Riggs. Great to see you, bud. Actually, to be clear, no pun intended, OriginOil went through a name change, and welcome
it's now
to
Riggs is OriginOil.
Yeah, Riggs is OriginOil. No, welcome to the new OriginClear. Wow, that's big news, Riggs. And I see the market loved it. By the way, that was a pretty big day for you guys.
Well, we don't comment on that, of course.
Well, no, but I'm just saying. The word on the street was it was a great day for you guys. And first of all,
OriginClear.
OriginOil, now OriginClear. Is OriginOil completely gone? That name gone? You're going to use that for something else, maybe?
OriginOil is no more. We've retired it, of course.
Can I have it? Can I start my OriginOil company?
No,
maybe?
You can't use it.
Okay, go ahead.
So OriginOil, they retired the name, and then you guys came up with OriginClear.
Well, because, one of the issues was we're moving into the waste market and, okay, we're going to clean up your tannery waste or your medical waste. Like, what's OriginOil? I don't get that.
Oh, yes. That's true.
So, and the other big thing is that, you are talking to a company CEO who will soon be rolling up waste treatment companies and under the OriginClear banner, and that's going to be very interesting.
What?
Wow!
What happened there?
So okay, this is a good takeaway, a good business sort of takeaway, Rick. So let's take a few minutes and talk about this because there's two things. I want to talk about what you're doing, but let's talk about what a roll-up is. And roll-ups have happened historically in industries. There was actually, for our parlance, it was the radio station roll-up back in the mid '90s, where individual radio stations were purchased by bigger investment firms, and the next thing you know, you got a big conglomerate. Talk about the roll-up strategy, Riggs.
Well, you can either build it or you can buy it. And what we were finding was that the cost of building a large player in the waste treatment and water cleanup industry is huge, and people have already done it. Yeah. So why try to replicate it? We have a great public platform that trades well, lots of investor depth. It takes years to build a company like this.
So do you drive around looking for power plants with for sale out on their front lawn or something like that?
Well, not power plant, please, God, no.
Not power.
It's a Craigslist. It's a Craigslist thing.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, that's a good question. How do you identify targets, Riggs?
Well, it's a good question. Yes. First of all, we're looking for companies that are system integrators. They do more services. We don't want heavy equipment vendors. That's a very low margin business. We're looking for companies that are essentially doing services in particular markets in wastewater treatment. Right now in the U.S., because that's easier to integrate for the moment. We'll move to international later. And these companies can't be too big because we need to have a single decision maker to work with us. So. These are profitable, relatively small but growing companies in wastewater treatment.
I agree. Committees are a pain in the ass.
I can't say, since we've been following you for a while, I don't believe that we could categorize your name, the OriginOil name, as confusing. But I think, considering everything you guys do, I think OriginClear probably captures sort of a bigger picture. And as your brother. The chief technology officer of the company, chief research officer, I should say.
The one in the basement.
Co-founder, Nick Eckelberry, who looks like the mad scientist. He wrote, recent third-party testing has shown that our technology reduces all measures of non-soluble contaminants to very low or undetectable levels, essentially making the water clear. That is the mission, and that is our name. So that pretty much explains it, doesn't it?
That explains it beautifully. He's succinctly and concisely said exactly what our mission is.
Yet you're with us today.
Yeah. You won't. He's not allowed to come out of the closet.
By default, we get the ball.
Hey, I want to. When we come back from the break, Riggs, I'm going to keep you over. I'm going to talk about the solar 3D story at length with you. But before we do that, real quickly, is there a target date for you to start sort of the roll up, or is that imminent?
Well, yeah, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but Bill Charneski, who is right now in the Middle East, is actually going to be helping me because he's deeply in the industry, knows a lot of people, and we're basically, you can't just sort of put out a big banner, or a plane pulling a one of those things. We basically have to network to find the good ones. It's just like finding personnel, really.
Yeah.
And then find the right kind of people, see if there's a fit. It takes a few months.
Yeah, it's and I think one of the interesting parts here for all of us is going to be able to watch how you take the petro and the algae and the wastewater and kind of work them all in concert together. So Riggs, stay right there. We're going to talk a little bit more.
I'd like to find out what the other choices that you didn't pick were for the new name.
In fact, we have some, and we're going to tell you about it when we get back from the break. OriginClear made it, but there were others.
Ooh.
Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Big Biz Radio. OriginClear is the new name. Their stock symbol still remains the same, OOIL. We got to ask about the website. Is it still originoil.com?
Oh.
Now I'm confused. We will reveal all coming up.
Ow, wow, wait a second,
Speaking of, by the way, OriginOil, in all seriousness, has changed their name to OriginClear, and it makes a lot of sense. I don't believe that the old name was confusing, but it certainly kind of pinholes you into sort of one sort of area, and you guys are much more than that. But I have to ask, now, will you change the name of the website eventually? Is that coming? You're still originoil.com, right?
Oh, no, it's originclear.com. If you go to OriginOil, it just redirects to OriginClear.
Okay, so originclear.com is the website. Okay, very good. And then OriginClear. Now, will your stock symbol stay the same, Riggs?
We elected to make it the same because, for continuity reasons, it's just a big, new market makers, the whole thing. So we just left the ticker symbol the same.
Okay, ticker symbol the same. Okay. Hey, listen, before we let you out of here today, let's talk about this roll-up, because you said you talked about the water treatment roll-up under one brand. But then I hear about this solar 3D story. Tell me about that a little bit.
Well, it's an interesting story. My friend Jim Nelson, who has a company called Solar 3D, about a year and a half ago was pretty much just a technology company. And he went ahead and acquired a solar installation company, not at all integrated with what he did. And, well, the company's, I fast forward to today, they're on the NASDAQ, they're doing wonderfully. So I don't want to, I'm not here to say that we'll do exactly the same thing, but it's a wonderful object lesson of what can be achieved with a good roll-up strategy.
Well, and keep in mind, the roll-up model has worked for many, many years, and it seems you could almost do a roll-up sort of you got the water treatment side. You could also do if this works out, you've got your other verticals to think about as a possible roll-up strategy, right?
Absolutely. We have the oil industry has service companies, et cetera. Right now, we're interested in wastewater treatment companies. We think it's a great vertical to be in.
I think so too. OriginOil, now OriginClear. Riggs Eckelberry, our guest and CEO, and of course you see the new logo there. Well, congratulations, man! I think it's obviously a fantastic idea. OriginClear.com and
on the precipice of big things.
Exactly right. I would argue.
What's the stock symbol? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
OOIL is still the stock symbol.
Very excited about it.
But OriginClear, OriginClear.com, and OriginOil is now retired.
Because I'm kind of pissed. I have to take shorter showers now in California, or they come in and hit me with a stick. It's a weird part of
in fact, I'm going to steal Riggs. I'm stealing Riggs tomorrow for the Kogo show to talk about water. Riggs is our blue economy expert.
Right.
We're going to talk about the water thing.
It's so clear to
tomorrow. Riggs, before I get you out, is it really true that it takes 5 gallons of water to grow one almond in California?
It does. 1 almond, 1 gallon.
1 almond per gallon. Oh, a gallon for 1 almond.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah. Hell, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Riggs. Appreciate that, pal.